are these guys? It's my theme music. Every good hero got to have some.
Every good hero should always have that theme music, and this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. I've missed the last couple days, and yeah, I'm sick. And if you think you know what I got, yep, that's what I got. Vaccinated, wear masks, still got it. Wonderful. That's why we missed the last couple days. But we wanted to jump back in doing a little bit of Giant content because I'm feeling a little bit better today. Hopefully I'll feel better by Monday, or hopefully I feel better by Friday's stream. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I wanted to talk about some Giant news that came across the board. Of course, Mr. Peppers is going to be out for the year with a torn ACL. Also suffered an ankle sprain. I mean, he had lost his starting job basically to Xavier McKinney and Logan Ryan because they were better pass coverage than the safeties, but he was starting to play a little bit more. It's going to be a loss for the team. It's going to be interesting. It's not really going to be as interesting to how to replace him as someone as Blake Martinez. I think McKinney should come in for Blake Martinez right now. I think he showed that he's a better option than Tay Crowder at filling in that middle linebacker position. But I think right now we have enough resources to absorb the loss to Peppers. We had some moves on the way. David Sills, Victor Cruz 3.0 got waived. If he clears waivers, he'll probably be re-signed with the Giant practice squad. He had one target for one drop. I love how everyone was so high on David Sills. Oh, so high on him. For the last 2 years, that's all I heard. Yeah, well, that didn't work out too well. Josh Jackson, the cornerback that we got over from the Green Bay Packers, has been inactive for all 7 games since he was acquired in that trade in August. Has been released as well. Not really a shocker. I never liked the trade. I never liked it whatsoever. I understood it was a salary move. That's why they were moving on from our old buddy, Isaac Yiadom. He wasn't playing really much at all, but it was a garbage move. They signed him, they renegotiated his contract, and then they waived him. And I knew he was going to be no part of this roster. I loved reading Twitter when we got him because he's a young talent that we were going to bring and Matt trade along. Yeah, he was a garbage player we were going to dump anyways. But that's neither here nor there. You have I want to also talk about Azeez Ojulari. Starting to turn the corner a little bit, starting to play more for the Giants. His snap count has gone up from 52% from week 1 now to a all-time high of 67% last week, which is interesting because he had his best game of his career with his 3 solo tackles, 2 assists, 2.5 sacks, 4 quarterback hits, 3 tackles for a loss. You know, he played 43 plays, which was 67% of the snaps. He probably would have played more if the game was closer. So, I mean, it's nice that they're finally getting him on the field. They've slowly moved him into the lineup. I said a long time ago that he would potentially win Defensive Rookie of the Year because of the fact that he was going to play quite extensively. And he hasn't played as much as you thought he would have. But his 5.5 sacks ties the rookie record right now with B.J. Hill, who's actually doing fairly well over in Cincinnati. It's interesting because, like I said, I think he is going to continue to progress. I think he's going to continue to move forward. It probably has a lot to do also with the fact that I bought a Ojulari jersey and I wore it on the stream the other day. But that's neither here nor there. So hopefully we can see him win the Pepsi Rookie of the Year for this week. At this point in time, he has not won it yet. And then we're also going to take a look at, we've been hearing some rumors and some rumblings around the Twitter sphere and everyone else that Saquon Barkley. Will the Giants trade or move on from Saquon Barkley at the deadline? And the answer is that's going to be no. There's too much to lose and not enough to gain with that Barkley trade. Yeah, he's not looking like it's the best of times for Barkley right now, but he is supposed to come back and return to practice today on Wednesday. Him and Kenny G. So that'll be interesting to see how well his ankle is progressing. I thought he was going to be out at least until the Oakland game, so we got him back a day early. That would be nice. But there's really no trade. I mean, there's trade value for him, but you are never going to get the value in return for Saquon Barkley. You're just not. You're just not going to do it. It's just not there. The Giants would be smart to hold on to him. They still have his 5th-year option. And I've said it before, they also still have the ability to tag him. So really, you have a team control for 2 more seasons, and even if you have those 2 more seasons, he'll only be 26 years old. he was starting to turn the corner with the knee until he went down with the ankle. They were starting to understand that they need to get him more into space and allow him to do his thing instead of just trying to run him in the middle of the line. I understood why running him in the middle of the line was a good idea because of the fact that I've said it before. When you're coming back from a major ACL surgery, the safest place for you to be is in the middle of the line because of the fact that you're not going to try to juke, you're not going to try to cut, you're just going to push forward. So I can understand why they did that, just to get him a little bit more ready to be the Saquon Barkley at all. But we're never going to get any trade value that he's worth. It's not going to happen. So let's not get overly excited when you see things such as that as there's trade value for Saquon Barkley. No, there is trade value for Saquon Barkley, but we are not going to get the value that is required to move him. Saquon Barkley, that is. Giants have come out as 9.5 to 10.5 point dogs against the Chiefs. I've said this before. Depending on the status of Patrick Mahomes, I think this game is going to be a blowout for the Chiefs. I think it was a aberration from what we saw the other day. I mean, we beat up on a bad Carolina team. That's all we did. We beat on a team that's worse than us. So, you want to get excited about that? That's fine. Kansas City, while they are not playing well, they are still 3-4. They still have an offense to contend with. They still have weapons. It'll be interesting to see if the vaunted now giant pass rush will have any impact against Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. The defense is what's letting down right now, is letting down the Chiefs. And that's really what it is. The defense and the offensive line. So, it'll be interesting. Mahomes has not been his usual self, but it doesn't mean he's been bad by any stretch of the imagination. Even his bad is pretty good. Yards per throw, 7.6. He's at 7.6. His touchdown percentage is 6.5. His traditional passer rating is 97.9. But he's thrown interceptions on 3.2% of his passes, which is the highest total for his career. He's taken 4.8 of his sacks on dropbacks, which is the second highest of his career. And despite not facing much pressure, he's getting rid of the ball more quickly and not throwing as far downfield. I think and I don't know what that trend is about with that, so I think maybe they're going to try to keep him in the pocket a little bit more and try to go down a little bit deeper here and there and try to open up some big plays against the Giants, which I think there is a possibility that they can do that. We're going to do a stream, of course, on Friday or Thursday evening. I haven't decided which one. Well, it depends on how I feel. We're going to end this one short today because, like I said, I'm not feeling spectacular. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could if you subscribe, and if you know what that means, that'd be awesome.